New episode of News Plus brought to you from Plus Agency. News Plus is a channel that's going to summarize what has happened in Sydney real estate market last week. And if you're interested in this type of content, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and tune in to know what is going on in Sydney real estate. Plus Agency is a boutique agency located in the heart of Chatswood at 418 Victoria Avenue, Chatswood. If you are interested in deals in Lower North Shore, Upper North Shore, CBD, and some areas in the eastern suburb, please make sure you pay us a visit to get some of the best deals available on the market. With no further ado, let's get this week's News Plus started. First of all, most popular Sydney suburb for foreigners reviewed. So foreign buyers has always been a very strong candidate for Sydney real estate market. This has been quite slowed down since COVID, the lockdown, and the whole world goes crazy. And now with everything starting to back up to normal and the border has finally opened on the 21st of February, it seems everything becomes a little bit better than before. The border restrictions are to be replaced. International searches for New South Wales real estate listing spiked not just a little bit, but 20% over January. Most of the increase was driven by growing interest from global investors and Aussie expats in English-speaking countries, including US, UK, and New Zealand. Activity from mainland China has been reduced, with real estate searches from Asia's biggest economy below those from India and Singapore. However, outside mainland China, Hong Kong has accounted for the third highest search activity behind UK and US, according to the Property Track and realestate.com.au data. So it seems like there's going to be another surge of buyers running into Sydney to buy properties. However, the property looking at is a little bit different than what we had before. In the old days, it's all about apartments in prime areas, and now it's about suburbs like Orange Park or Box Hill. It seems like the growth of Australian land prices and house land packages has been well received in overseas as well. A lot of international buyers looks like about to come into Australia, despite they having a restriction that they can only buy new properties. And also there's a new type of owners going to residence in Sydney, which because the work from home activity has been really well introduced, implemented, and successful in many different countries. A lot of people is gonna resettle themselves in Australia while working from home to manage their global or international business or be part of the global team of the company they're working for. So that's also a new way that was generated by the COVID, and we'll see how it goes with the foreign buyers. Year on year, rises in searches for overseas buyers are ranked as below: North Caliville, Orange Park, Oshaw, Box Hill, Austinville, Eden, Orange, followed by Bucket Heads, Broken Hill, Norma. Even Norma has got about 20% increment. So it looks like all these suburbs has been really popular. All right, come to next one. Wilmers Road, Vaucluse home sells for about $63 million in the 6th biggest sale ever in Australia. This week is all about the eastern suburb. We have a lot of eastern suburbs coming up, so please bear that in mind and buckle up your seat because you're gonna see some phone numbers looking sales numbers coming up in Vaucluse, all some areas in the east. Vaucluse Trophy home with 7 bedrooms, 3 kitchens, 2 internal lifts, and a 20-car garage has sold for an incredible $63 million after 3 years on the market. It's not waterfront. It does have an iconic view, the harbour, the bridge, and the opera house. Wilmers Road residence has a cinema, the gym, the 2 swimming pools, and the function center. 6 agents has been showing people through in the past 3 years, and finally it got snatched by an international buyer claimed to be from China, having an eye on this property for a long time and circling around it for a year and finally get it over the line. Next door is Lamar, the home of James Packer, that was sold for $70 million, also to a Chinese Australian businessman before. So it looks like there's gonna be some wealthy Asians moving into this particular location, owning a 2,400 square meter of hillside block. Next one, crumbling Rose Bay mansion has last traded for $153,000, sells for $16.5 million at a hot auction for 10,684% profit. It's just crazy. A crumbling old mansion cost its later owner, once married to the famous actress Carmen Duncan, $153,000 in 1974, has sold for a mind-blowing sum. The two-level around sort of 1901 home and 12 Ronson Road in exclusive Rose Bay fashion. Incredible $16.5 million at a hot online auction as well. It's by far Sydney's biggest auction result so far this year. Auctioneer Jake Moron of Cooley called it onto the market at $15 million. The original guide was 13 mil, and then people just really going at it. The place really need a paint job. It's really old. It's not that big as well. I think it's just a bit over 300 square meters, but the view is absolutely crazy. You know, it's got a good backyard. It's got a beautiful pool, well maintained. The couple who owned the property split up in 1984. There was a caveat on the title indicates children stands to benefit from the property sale, and when they passed away, the children start to get this on the market. So open at 12 million at $100,000 increments, and finally this 744 square meter land has got sold at incredible prices. Rose Bay again. So this Rose Bay mansion sells for about 16 million, another 16 million, only 2 weeks on the market. A grand European style home is one of the Rose Bay's most exclusive address, a circle cul-de-sac, fetched close to $16 million after spending just 2 weeks on the market. This is a beautiful home with a beautiful design. It's very French, very European, and it's got beautiful yard leading to a magnificent pool. Price range was about $50 million to $60 million range. Couple has bought it in 1996 for only $1.12 million. Of course, there's been some significant renovation done to it. This is impressive 920 square meter of land in Rose Bay, which is quite big already. You know, the home itself just really well maintained. The place is like sparkling clean. Between the property's first-class inclusions and the world-class attractions at its doorstep, there are a few homes in Rose Bay and Cross Sydney that can rival this kind of product, said the agent. So looks like that is true for the price that it was sold for. Bronte home sells for $12.25 million, $5 million more than 4 years ago. Sometimes when you flip a home, a lot of people had to do a lot of renovation. A lot of people has done some need to do some significant improvement to it. But some homes just so lucky you bought it before COVID on a declining market. 2018 was really terrible for property market, and a lot of people afraid to get in, and those who dare to get in are now getting significantly rewarded. A Bronte home has sold for $12.25 million, almost $5 million more than its last traded for 4 years ago. In that time, the owner won council approval for a serious renovation. The 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home with ocean views at 4 Bayview Street has been bought by KPMG executive James Kohler for $7.5 million in February 2018, which is pretty much one of the downside of Australian property market. Get a DA done and then price guide at 11 million. So, you know, for $12.25 million, you do see a beautiful uninterrupted ocean views. The home is on a 341 square meter block, building over 4 levels with very tiny land. It's got a lot of levels, but the retreat, it just got amazing view, and it's got a nice pool downstairs as well, and all levels have terrace with stunning views and never to be built out views. So that is why people are spending $12 million over it. All right, Eastern Suburb again. Homewares King smashes Dover High's record with $14.25 million sale. This is crazy. This is absolutely another amazing result from the Eastern Suburb. Dover's High at 39 Portland Street has sold for $14.25 million. Amazing. You know, the auction was set to be on the 26th, but looks like it got cancelled. The buyer just snatched it up before the auction even happens. it is like a retreat. Like the house itself is absolutely amazing. All the iconic views right there. It's got a glass wall. The interior was really modern, and the house itself's got everything. It's got a beautiful yard. It's got a pool. It's got a retreat. It's just like living in a resort, with a view as well, and it's uninterrupted. The internal and external is perfectly blended together. You get really nice, afternoon sun coming into the property. If someone are talking about, what is a luxury suite looks like, what it feels like to be entertained at a TV area next to a fireplace and the meeting room, this will be the home to be. So no wonder it was sold at this price point, but still, Dover's High has now moving into where only about 3-4 years ago Beverly Hills prices. Alright, next one, Sydney auction. So now we have the youngest winner at the auction in Australia revealed. 21-year-old students beats 9 rival bidders in a Surrey Hill old home which need to be renovated. The agent was saying there's probably gonna be about $500,000 need to be spent to get it done, and it was sold at the Hammer for $1.26 million, which is about $100,000 over the expectation. The couple coming from the eastern suburb, one of them is still a student who's studying something actually very relevant, construction management at a university, works in the building industry, told Telegraph they would renovate the property and think the property will get sold for roughly about $1.9 million after the renovation is done. And we see how lean the margin is going to be in this very tight renovations. But congratulations, we're now getting really young buyers into the market to do the rental and flip gig. However, saying that, this week something concerning and alarming comes out. Flipping hell, homeowners abandon renovation amid surge in building cost. A lot of people are thinking there's gonna be quite a bit of money to be made in a renovation home. However, because COVID, because supply chain breakdown, because the cost of renovation materials going up, and some tradies, builders are actually charging people 3 times more than what they charged before. In average, the building construction cost has gone up by 30% across the board in New South Wales, forcing a lot of people who actually bought this property knocked down to rebuild and to actually flip them, had to sell them as a shell or as a foundation. This home in Lilyfield has been sold as a foundation, and this home in the South Coast has been sold incompleted for only $750,000 because the owner simply just couldn't do the math, or just don't have enough cash flow to come up to finish the job. Renovation expert has been saying that most renovations underestimate how long it took to do the works, and even someone like Cheryl, who has been done this many times, had to put one of the property on hold for 9 months waiting for the material and the treaties to come in to finish the job. So whether this is gonna be a good idea or a bad idea, before, yes, maybe, now we'll see. Anyone that's interested in knowing more about what has happened in Sydney, please making sure that you contact us, and we're more than welcome to let you know how we're gonna go with that, and we're more than welcome to go into share you more information on how the Sydney real estate property is going to be like from our view as well. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Peter Lee. I'll see you next week.